Hello, and welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
What are you playing it on?
Switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah. And like I said, normally it's like $50 or $60.
I bet that's different, though, playing it. Unless are you playing it on like a TV?
No, I was playing
or just handheld?
Playing it handheld
That
so
would
far.
probably be different for me. Like when I played the first one, it was like immersed.
Oh, yeah.
On a big,
creepy as shit.
Yeah, and the big 60-inch
hairs standing up on your
projection TV beater, but it's huge and you're sitting right in front of it, and yeah. I mean, I love the story. It was a really good game.
Yeah.
Love the game. Could not be bothered to play the second and third one.
So is that because it's just creepy?
Yeah. I just didn't want to be bothered with another scenario where I was apprehensive of the game because I was scared of getting jump scared.
Oh, yeah. And they tend to leap out.
Right.
Like,
really, it was
those searching around, and next thing you know, they're on you, whacking at you. And
it was
like,
there's one scene you like walk down like a corridor, and it goes to the left, and it's like a doctor's office or something.
Oh yeah.
And you go into the doctor's office, and there's nothing in there, but like some evidence for like a quest thing. You pick it up, and you turn around, and
they're on you.
They're fucking like standing there looking at you like with the head cocked, the fucking ring pose girl. And you're like, no,
well,
I want no, absolutely
the other
not.
part of it is the audio is so creepy because they're out like fucking yelling and shit and all like weird audio shit. And it's like, you're like, where the fuck is that coming? That's
all the
creepy.
white statues that are mimes. You're like, fuck, those are weird statues. You come out of a thing and they've all moved and you're like, wait.
Well, the medical tables that have like blood all over them
and you're like,
shit.
Okay,
like, this is creepy.
Okay, your little girls and your big daddies and fuck, dude, no.
So I played I think probably half of the original BioShock back in the day. I never got through it. So this was a good opportunity for me to like pick it up and like just play it again.
Yes.
And then
so you don't know how it ends.
No.
Oh
no, okay. I never finished it. But then also there's 3 games in the one pack. So you get the original BioShock, it's all remastered stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's like 2 other ones, and I don't know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's in a cartridge, oddly, because I bought it at Target. Yeah. And you put the cartridge in the Switch, and like 3 games pop up in the thing. It's like, fuck.
It's 1, 2, and 3 or not?
I don't know that they're labeled. I think they're 1 and 2 and then something else, and I don't remember what that third one was called.
Oh.
But man, I'll tell you what. Shan bought me Zelda
Breath of the Wild
for Christmas, and man, what a game. That game is insane, and it's really fucking hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
It's deep and hard. That's what she said. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I mean, I was telling Shanna, like, I probably died 150 times just trying to do this one thing. I mean, like when you're new in the game and like you're trying to figure out the mechanics and because I'm not much of a shooter person,
right?
So if there's too many controls, I start to like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mashing buttons is not my. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel that way about like the combat games that are like parry based, where it's like you get more modifiers and you hit harder and you get extra attack things when you anticipate and parry a thing or dodge a thing and then come back with a light and a heavy attack. I'm like,
there's some of that in Zelda.
I'm about Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat is just like the limit of like I'll struggle out like a Batman Arkham Asylum with like general button mashing, and then by the time I get through the game, I'll be like, I feel confident. Now I got a handle on it.
Yeah,
and then I've beat it and I'm done, and it would take another 10 to 20 hours for me to get back into that groove.
Yeah.
And I'm like, eh.
Yeah, there's like a backflip thing that you can do to avoid attacks and shit.
Oh, he's attacking. Do the thing.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, but I'm killing this bitch.
Yeah, what 3 or 4 buttons do I need to mash real fast to get that to go?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like like I practice it, like, because it makes you go through a specific thing to practice the stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I got this. And then in a combat situation where it's like, oh, time is of the essence because I'm going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
You cannot remember what button combos they are.
Well, what's the thing?
Yeah, it's like Z1 and fucking this button and this button. And you're like, I'm never going to do that.
That's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you, as someone that like just picked up the Switch to do like the remedial bullshit for the making my guy.
Yeah.
The fact that the Switch has B and A juxtaposed from an Xbox controller.
Oh, is it that bad, huh?
Oh my dude, the muscle memory is fucking real. Like to go in and out of a menu, be like, yeah, select this, back out. Wait, no, what?
Yeah.
B and A being backwards, and I had laughed at Venus a number of times because she's got tens of hours into Animal Crossing.
Absolutely.
When she would come back to the office and be like, let's play some Destiny, let's play some Strikes or something, and she would go to do something with her Destiny character with the Xbox A and B flipped
and no go
and no go to jump, and she just walks straight off a fucking cliff or something. She's like, I meant to jump, but that's the wrong button.
It's the wrong button. Yeah.
Oh shit. And then to have me do it within a minute of like trying to make a guy like, okay, so I need to select which choice to go to the airport, to go to Jim's Island. Flying out. Okay, flying out, beep, back out. No, god damn it, wrong button.
Yeah. Well,
like, why would you do that?
I mean, and Animal Crossing you're not going to fucking die. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
but
it's
like if you're deep in a menu, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. No, I've done that actually
Re-choose.
in Animal Crossing, just like, oops, fuck, now I got to go back to the start and start over.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, you don't want to fly now? Fuck you. Okay. And then you have to start over.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn it, I got to go through 45 seconds of like conversation. And
this is not why I was here.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah.
But man, that Zelda game, woo. Man, Mike was talking about it in our hangout, and it's impressive how the depth of that game is and man, I'm not that kind of game player normally. I don't normally play those kind of games. So the depth of it is daunting. Like, you gather mushrooms and fucking shit, and then you go and you cook stuff. You know, and you make elixirs. And then, like, I don't know. I just end up throwing some shit in the pot, and then what does it give me? Sometimes it's all, oh, here's some food, but it's inedible. You know what I mean? I'm like,
so you can see this almost goes to like last week's when we were talking about like the time gating stuff that like instantly put me off for Animal Crossing. It's like I can accept long quests or almost grindy tedium in something that I understand is so massive that it's like, I'll just nibble at it. I'll nibble at it. And it's going to take me a while. It will take me a long while, but I'll get there and I'll play at my pace, at the pace at which I want to.
Right.
If you were to get to certain parts of Breath of the Wild and then be told, come back before you can fight the elephant in 24 hours, knowing that you know that the game itself is so massive in scope, you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I just want to play.
Right.
I just want to play.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see the disparity in like it being able to just creatively go.
Yeah.
And to be held back only by your level, which you can complement with your time.
Right.
Not the game telling you what you can and can't do with time.
No, I get that. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing now. It's like, well, there's a lot of stuff I can be doing.
Yeah.
But what I really need to do is get more hearts and more stamina and that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's like I'm just sort of eschewing some of the objective stuff.
Right.
And just like, okay, I need to go hit all these places to like get these orbs so I can get hearts, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was just talking with Will, #HiWill, about because apparently on Steam, I think he was saying, was having a sale on the Lego games.
Oh yeah,
and he asked me if I played the Lego. I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's like, how close are the Lego games to like something like Breath of the Wild? I'm like, in like checkboxy type of things, very similar. Like you could play the game almost 3 to 5 times over in order to complete all of the things the game has, because you have to almost complete it to get a skill or a trait that you need to get something else at the beginning levels. Like, and if you're a completionist and a checkboxer, totally awesome. And if you got anything out of like the 2 movies that they've done with like the slightly adult innuendo humor, if you're paying attention, the silliness of the jokes and the just kind of laissez-faire play, all of those games are amazingly fun. And 2, the ones that they're themed, like the Harry Potter ones, the Lord of the Rings ones, the Pirates of the Caribbean. There were a couple Marvel ones, but I was telling Will, I'm like, I have probably 100+ hours in like the Lord of the Rings story series and the Harry Potter ones, and Venus probably has the same. Like, it's a story that you love and you're interested in, told in a slightly different way with characters that you know and understand, so you get but yet the game developer itself has like these own funny little inside jokes that like the fans would get but aren't necessarily in the books, and so it's fun and entertaining in a different way, told in a story that you love. I'm like, if they're on sale, fucking get them, because it's also, I had a terrible day or things aren't going right. I just need to unwind and not be like, have to do this giant fucking puzzle or be stressed out about platforming. It's like, I smash the Lego blocks, I collect the niblets. And
how many studs did you get?
And I build a thing. It's just good fun.
Yeah, and what's nice about the Lego games is it's a recurring theme in all the games. It's like a very similar gameplay. It's just a different different story,
right?
But you're picking up studs and you're completing tasks and you're doing those kind of things. It's all very similar. So when you can pick up one and go to another. The one that I really got into that I still want to finish is Lego City Underground. Have you played that one?
No.
So that one's based on like, it looks like it's almost based on San Francisco or something.
Oh, okay.
And it's a city. You're in a cityscape, and of course there's robbers and all kinds of shit, and you've got all these tasks to do.
Right.
But that one's one of the ones you're talking about where I'm like a completionist, where I'm checking off. It's like, okay, let me look at that one. Okay, no, I have all the stuff in that one. Let me go to check the other one. Okay, I need like 2 of the red blocks or whatever in that thing. All right, let me run that one until I can figure it out. And I do.
Like, I don't have enough niblets. I got to get the 4 times blocks or whatever. And
the other thing is there's tons of little dumb things all over the city that you have to do, like smash all the phone booths. And it counts which phone booths you've smashed.
Right.
Just dumb shit like that. And it's like, okay, am I gonna get to a point where it's like the only thing I need to do to finish this game is smash phone booths?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just
and those games are funny too, because I'll have like the one thing left, and it won't be like a pain in my ass. It's like, oh no, I need to do that.
It's gonna happen.
I have to finish this off.
Yeah.
But not to the point to where I feel like I'm hating it. It's like, no, yeah, Daddy needs to check the box. Daddy needs to check the box.
Right.
I need all the fucking phone booths.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I did that.
I need all the boat races. I need all the car races. I need all the stolen vehicles. There's so many different little things they have hidden in there.
Yeah.
Fun though. But yeah, so I mean.
And that was a Christmas present.
Zelda was.
Breath of the Wild was.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild. Man, I'm impressed. I don't know. I don't play a lot of games like that, so the depth of that game is very...
You'll be playing that for weeks, if not months.
Yeah. I mean, Mike's like, yeah, I've got like hundreds of hours in that game.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, fuck. Yeah.
I got to look up to see what Xander's is. Like, Mike...
Is he playing it too?
He played it.
Okay.
I think he was on like the checkboxy parts. I think he's completed it, but not to the capacity that Mike has completed it.
Well, I even went and bought the expansion pack for it, which is probably a mistake. I mean, because I bought it, I loaded it up, and when I loaded my saved game, all of a sudden it just started popping in with objectives.
Oh,
just objective, and I'm like, fuck. That's what the expansion pack does? Oh, shit. You know?
Yeah. Daddy's going to be busy.
I mean, like, I just can't get over, like, what surprises me is the breadth of the maps in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can go anywhere, literally. If you have enough stamina to climb a cliff face, you can do it and get to the top and see what's up there. Sometimes there's shit hidden up there. You know what I mean? It's nuts to me. It is nuts to me. But really, like I said, I'm just limited on how much health I have and stamina.
Put in the time.
So, I know. That's what I'm doing.
So are you a over level and side quest finisher before you start doing the story, or will you find yourself probably just sticking to the storyline to complete that first, and then you'll circle back with like the side quests?
Good question. I don't know. Like when I'm doing Lego, I tend to finish the story mode and then go back and like do the other stuff after. You know, like if it's like Lego City Underground's like you're running around a city.
Yeah.
You're either you're finishing story mode typically, or you're not. But after you finish story mode, then you're just finishing up all the stuff afterwards. So that's kind of what I do normally. Just like, yeah, let's go through story mode. Zelda, it's so broad.
Right.
I mean, I'm starting out in story mode, but then finding out that I can't finish some of the stuff because I don't have enough health. So buzzing out to the side to do other things. And then I noticed in one story mode, it's like I'm trying to get somewhere to do a specific thing, and then got caught up talking to somebody that's like, hey, we need you to help us, you know? And it's like, okay, so this is another side story thing.
Yeah.
You know, and so, I mean, I don't know. If I had never run into that person in the game, I wouldn't have been asked to help them at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Eventually, probably, yes.
Right.
But I was in another story mode part that I haven't gotten back to yet. So.
Yeah. I tend to do like the, like for Destiny, when there's like a new story part of their expansions, they'll have like almost like a power level limit. Like, things are going to get hard here. So I will put in 5 to 10 hours of like over leveling. So that way when I go to the story, I'm not getting like
just beat down.
Absolutely obliterated.
Yeah.
So I'll generally do like all the tedium garbage. Like I'll just nibble at it. Yeah. Like nibble the crust off the sandwich. Yeah. And then
level up.
Yeah. And then hit the bulk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say, but it's just one of those things where, I mean, I'm just gotten into it, so I'm like pinging Mike on the side, like, hey, what do you,
yeah,
I don't understand why I can't, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but as he's telling me stuff, he was telling me stuff, like I had asked him, and then I had already sort of figured it out, and then he's like telling me, and it's like, oh no, I think I figured that part out, but why can't I do, so it's like, it's kind of funny how that game works. And when you first start, you're in just this little area, and then all of a sudden it's like the whole thing opens up and you can go anywhere, and you're like, what the hell just happened?
I can't remember what day it was.
It's overwhelming.
It was the day after Christmas or so. You had put in the channel, was like, how do I not freeze?
Yeah.
And so it was a couple hours later, and I knew what you were talking about,
Right.
But I actually didn't know the answer. But Mike had already replied to you.
Yeah.
I think Xander had then woken up, and on my way into kitchen,
how does Jim not freeze?
I said, Jim's playing Breath of the Wild. How do you not freeze? And he said, and I wrote it in our channel exactly said. He went, fire. And I went, well, that fucking means nothing to me.
Yeah,
what does that mean? Like light himself on fire? What the fuck?
I don't even know how that applies.
Yeah, and I went like make a fire, and he's like, yeah, like a campfire, like cook something. And I went, okay, but fire was nothing. Like light himself on fire, light someone else on fire, light the forest on fire. What does that mean? He's like, yeah, cook something. He got there, but he was like, he had just boiled it down and reduced it to fire. I'm like, fucking fantastic, son.
Yeah, well, I mean, you start out, you don't even really have clothes. You're practically a loincloth,
No.
And so it's like you can run around in these temperate areas, but then when you start scaling up in the mountains, it starts snowing, and then your dude freezes. There's a little like temperature thing, and he can't deal with the cold, and then you die. And I'm like, God damn it! Like, how do I? And at one point I had found pants. I'd gotten pants, right? And I'm like, well, I still don't have a shirt. Like the dude's just running around like with a 6-pack out, and how do I? I mean, obviously there's something he needs to wear to like protect him from the cold.
Yeah,
and I didn't know where to find it. And Mike had kind of said something, but I think I had already figured it out at that point. I was like, oh yeah, shit, this guy's got something. This dude has something that I need.
Oh,
and I gotta do something for him so that he'll give me my shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my neeps.
Yeah. So it was funny, but yeah, then once you get the right, I guess it's armor or clothes. Mm-hmm. Going in the snow was no big deal.
Then you don't freeze.
Yeah.
And you don't need fire.
No, but you need fire to cook stuff.
Right, to cook.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But that's fun. I mean, I've spent way too much time. I haven't worked this. I'm not working this week because I'm on PTO.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's like.
Oh, you're putting in the times.
It's like, it's already 1:30. I should go to bed.
I need some new armor.
And then I pop up. I'm like, well, Shan's asleep. I guess I'll go play Zelda. So that's kind of where it's been.
That's a good game, though. That's good.
It is because I finished the other. What's the other Zelda?
Ocarina of Time.
I forget what it is.
Is it a prison?
It's another Zelda game that's on the Switch, but it's nothing like this one. It's more of like an old school style Zelda. No. But that one, definitely fun, but 100% different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different gameplay completely.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But man, it's a lot of time spent on the Switch. For real. Some TV, some handheld, but yeah. It's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now you're a gamer.
A little bit.
Just like me. Well, your time is going to go through the roof. Next year's 2021 summary is going to be like Breath of the Wild, 250 hours.
Probably. I mean, I assume.
Easy.
Yeah.
Then you'd be like Mike. You beat it on whatever the hard mode is.
I can't believe he's beat that game. That just seems overwhelming to be able to beat.
Hey, check boxes, man. The fuck you.
That's crazy. I wonder if he has the expansion pack.
Is the expansion pack with the motorcycle?
In Zelda?
Yeah.
There's a motorcycle in Zelda?
There's some sort of like steampunky motorcycle thing.
Oh, I don't know. I was like, sure. I'll buy that.
He got it and then taunted Xander with it. And so then Xander used some of his money so he could buy the expansion.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, I probably could have gotten away with not buying the expansion pack. It probably would have been way easier because there's less to do.
Oh,
you know. Well,
yeah, but you get there. And
I feel like you finish it and then get the expansion pack and then go through the expansion pack. Maybe.
I don't know how if it's like aggregate or like an addendum.
It feels
So,
like
I
it's
don't
just
know.
a bunch of add-on stuff, a bunch of add-on objective stuff.
If it like throws stuff in the middle of the sauce, then who knows?
I don't know. Like I said, it was like I bought it and then I logged into the game and then all of a sudden a bunch of objectives that didn't exist started popping up on the screen. A new objective, a new objective.
Surprise.
Yeah, it's like they just added 15 things for me to do. God damn it. I got dishes to do. The old lady's all over me now.
Dishes from dinner? How was your Christmas dinner?
It was great. We did
Enchiladas.
We did I made 3 trays of enchiladas that we ate for 2 meals, basically.
Nice.
Christmas Eve and Christmas dinner.
Whose recipe were they?
Just mine.
Your own
Yeah. I'm not making
home conglomerate?
I'm not making sauce. But I'm making the enchiladas in the trays.
It's your own recipe. Like a chili or your dip. You just kind of...
Yeah.
I have an idea. I know what goes in here. I know the ratios. I'm putting it together.
Here's the way I like to make enchiladas. I love to go have enchiladas at a restaurant. They're fresh. They're made. The tortillas are awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I make enchiladas at home, it's a little bit different. And, everybody bakes their enchiladas at home. Nobody has a salamander at their house like a Mexican restaurant does.
Right.
But what I like about making them at home is the tortillas get crispy. So I lightly fry the tortilla enough so that the sauce, when you bake it with the sauce in it,
Mm-hmm.
that the sauce doesn't penetrate the tortilla and make it soft and mushy.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the tray.
Yeah.
So you lightly fry it. You put it in the tray with some sauce that's already in it. Load it with cheese and whatever else you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Roll it up and just keep doing that.
Right.
When you're all done, put some more sauce on it. Lay some cheese on top of all the enchiladas and bake them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when in that baking process, the tortillas get nice and crunchy all the way around because they've already been partially fried.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I just love the texture and the flavors together. But we just made simple enchiladas, cheese enchiladas, cheese with onion, cheese with jalapeno and onion, and that was basically it.
Do any of your holiday recipes stem from an Alton Brown thing?
No.
Turkey brine,
Nah.
standing rib roast, turkey.
No.
Really?
No. Usually when I do stuff for the holidays, I'm like doing a bunch of research prior to like find a recipe that's close to what I want.
Yeah.
I don't usually find exactly what I'm looking for, so it's like I find something that's kind of close and then modify it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
most of my mains,
yeah, Alton Brown
have come from an Alton Brown thing. Historically, from like his original, like his Good Eats show on Food Network.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And most of them come from that because his were there was a lot of no frills. It was like these are the basics,
Yeah.
and you tune it to your personal twist
Right.
from here.
Yep.
My brine is that way. The way I cook my Thanksgiving turkey has generally always been based off of that, and the same thing with my Christmas like standing rib roast. I do the standing rib roast as just kind of like it's like an automatic thing for Christmas. I've been using his recipe, which for the most part was like a 500 something sear at the front, and then you drop the oven, and then you
Interesting.
low and slow from there.
Yeah.
I don't think he's on Food Network anymore. I don't know if he has a show.
He is.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's much more grizzled now, and like
he still does
I caught his
a ton of stuff.
His standing like updated standing rib recipe on like a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I wonder how this is different. So his new one, he seems like he has less fucks to give about.
Well, he's
polish.
very technical.
Yeah.
In his
he
and
was like,
sort of regimented in the way that he cooks things.
Yeah, but he was much more like
willy-nilly.
This is the temperature. This is the thing. It was a lot less explanation of like than it was like his Good Eat stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it was more like, just trust me on this, do this. His current one was backwards from what I had done and followed for, probably 10 plus years.
So you're saying your standing rib roast recipe that you've used that was his current recipe is totally different.
It's totally different. And it was you low and slow, like 250 for whatever length of time it takes it to hit 118. Take it out. You let it rest for 20 or so minutes. And when you're ready for, within 20 to 30 minutes of serving, you crank up your oven to 500, you throw it back in, and as soon as it's essentially crusted and seared, you're done. That will bring it from the 118 to medium rare-ish.
Like 145-ish?
It was a lot closer to 130, 135, which is usually where I would pull it out anyway, because the bulk of the family likes medium rare, and I can take anything from medium rare up. Yeah. But if you're medium to medium well, then no one in my house eats that. And then you start losing, moisture and tenderness. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, fucking 118. That seems. So I bought I ended up the next day after the last week's show, I think it was Christmas Eve, a Randarelli's. They had a 2-rib roast. Bought it, and that's what we cooked. And I did it his way.
The second way.
Yeah, the second way. 118, I yanked it, and it definitely looks, it looks kind of done, but it's definitely rare in the middle, obviously 118. And then let it sit. Venus and I were working on a couple of the sides. It sat for about 15, 20 minutes. And the length of time really it took the oven to get back to 500. Yeah. Chucked it in there. It seared up real nice. Fucking, it was a perfect, 130. And you can start cutting it too, because technically it's already rested. Oh, yeah. So you don't need to let it rest again. All you were doing is chucking it back in there for the sear on the outside.
Sure.
So, fuck.
So better than the original?
I would say it was better than the original.
See, I wonder where does he? What's the? At what point did he go? Oh, I've been doing it this way.
I don't know.
I hear doing this. He's got a.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's got to be a cutover.
And it was hilarious, too, because on my way, I had written a note down to, one of the couple things to talk about tonight was, the prime rib thing, because on my way out here, I was taking the notes. I got, a notification from TikTok on, it was some foodie thing, because you had sent me a foodie thing. Yeah. And it was some lady with the fire-dyed hair, just a really nice dye job, but it was flame hair. And she was like, here's a recipe for cooking standing rib roast. And she goes through all the things that she's putting mustard on it, and she made her own rib rub, and that's all. Okay, that's fine and dandy. And then she's talking about temperatures and how long. She's like, and you cook it until the internal temperature is 145. And I went, oh, fuck no. Oh. Fuck no. She's cutting into it, and it looks like leather. And I went, honey, I wouldn't have put that fucking shit on TikTok.
Alton Brown is rolling over in his
I'm
show.
No one in my house. I'm sure if you medium well, it was fine. But, how do you not then struggle with, it being dry? Well, sure, if you've got a tub of au jus sitting over there. But it was, for this new recipe from, I'm like, fuck, dude, this guy's amazing. And it's all simple, right? Yeah. It's you rubbed it with a light oil, salt and pepper.
His stuff is impressively basic, and I'm sure very delicious.
I have had zero complaints. Yeah. Anytime my rib roast wasn't right, it was because I fucked up and thought 135. God, maybe that's going to be too rare. And I would let it hit 135, and then it would rest past and outside of medium rare, instead of just saying 125 to 130. It'll hit it. Yeah. Let it go. You can 10 it, and you'll get a little bit more, and you'll hit. It was because I was not confident that the process would do that thing. Right. I stuck to this. I'm like 118. Fuck it, pull it out. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna let this. It was only our internal family right here. Yep. So if I fucked up, it was a 2-rib roast, I can, if it was undercooked, I can cast iron pan and I can unfuck it really fast, and no one in my house is going to look at me side-eye.
Right.
You know, so... but this worked. It was perfect.
Awesome.
I didn't even have au jus. It was amazingly good.
Well, I mean, for us, when it's just the 4 of us, because that's what we had basically going on at Christmas for us.
Right.
And half of us are vegetarians. So it's like, for me to make something,
right,
it's just overkill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to, I would love to do a brisket. But it's like, briskets are huge.
Oh, yeah.
And for Chandler and I alone, way too much food. Way too much food. And so it's like, I'm not going to go through the hassle of making brisket when it's just literally 2 people for this giant brisket.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, everybody loves enchiladas, you know?
Yeah.
And one of the things we looked at doing was tamales. I've never made them.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to make tamales. I want to know how to do it. I've watched a lot of videos on how to make them. The kids and my wife were excited. Let's do tamales, and I'm kind of like, well, I mean, it's a lot of work.
I would like to eat on Christmas.
Well,
perhaps.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's. I'm not afraid to put in the work, especially for something that's going to be delicious.
Right.
But it's another problem. The other problem with tamales is, if you're going to make authentic tamales, you use lard in the masa, right?
Yeah.
Even if they're just cheese and jalapeno, the masa has lard in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can use shortening, so they probably just taste different.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it were going to be made for me, I would be making 2 masas now. I'd be making a shortening masa and a lard masa. And that's twice as much work as just making the lard masa. And so for me personally, it was like, well, number 1, I've never made them before. Number 2, I don't want to ruin a Christmas meal on something that, like, I'd love to make them first, maybe once or twice at least, before a Christmas dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's still a little bit of like, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
I got to make it good.
Yeah. But I can kill enchiladas. Right. I've done that 100 times.
Yeah.
But, tamales, it's like, okay, number 1, just to make 1 masa, it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
To assemble, I mean, the assembly is not much different for each one, but now you've got to make 2 masas because you got a vegetarian group and a non-vegetarian group, and it's just sort of, you know.
Yeah, and we had a ham as backup in case I fucked up.
Okay.
But
did you, one that you bought or you cooked yourself? Did you buy? Yeah, do you like buy a honey baked or something, or
like one of those ones that's essentially just spiral reheat.
Okay.
We ended up using that 2 nights later or something.
Okay, I'm not a big ham guy. Ham sort of.
We have a lot of leftovers, and I've been using it to like a breakfast scramble.
Yeah,
or a sandwich. But I'm not a ham guy.
No, I mean, considering I'm not a ham guy. Chandler's not a ham guy. And then 2 vegetarians in the house. That wouldn't even be an option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, those are the things that get considered.
Yeah. If I was more apt, like if like my dad, when he gets a ham, he'll make like a split pea and ham soup with the ham leftover parts.
Yeah.
We don't end up doing that here. But it would make me a little less hesitant to have, the full size ham if I knew that I would make the soup or something else to use a grotesque amount of leftovers.
Yeah.
But we don't, so I kind of feel a little bit guilty. Like, damn, no, that's a lot of leftovers.
Well, I mean, I know a couple days before Christmas, we went to Whole Foods. And I think it was last year or the year before, they had a really tremendous sale on turkeys. And that wasn't happening this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking at the case, and they only had like 3 turkeys in the case. And one of them was $85. And it was huge, right? It was a giant turkey. And the smallest, I think, was like $63 or something. And I'm like, I want to smoke a turkey. I really do, because I love doing that. but that's
63.
Yes, for Chandler and I, like, he doesn't care about turkey. And I mean, I want the turkey to make turkey sandwiches.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, I'll have a shitload of fucking turkey to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that point, it's just like, you know, I could have bought a turkey breast, I guess. But yeah, sort of, all right, whatever.
God damn it.
Moving on. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I would like to say I ended up hooking up with Dave Sampson and his wife.
Oh, yes. That's
Natalie.
right.
Natalie pinged us on Facebook and said, are you making your way up here in the next week? Because I've got some goodies for you.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm not going to expect her to deliver it for sure.
Right.
But I'm kind of like, you know what? I think the girls would love to take a ride just to get out of the house for a couple hours. And so I was like, hey, sure. I think we can come up on Saturday, which was the day after Christmas. And so you had made some smoked noms.
Right. This was an
cookies.
excuse to finally give Dave food because he comes down with food from Nat all the time. I'm like,
right.
Fuck. You know, and he oftentimes comes down here and he hasn't eaten.
No.
And I'm such an asshole that I don't have anything for him to eat here. Plus, you know, the current times in effect. So it was like, you were like, fuck,
yeah.
And I don't remember. I'd ask you, I'm like, does anyone know if he's ever talked or, you know, about the smoked nom shit?
I don't know.
Like, fuck it.
I'll have to ping him and see if he likes it.
You know, you only live once. Roll the dice. Fucking send it.
Yeah.
You know, if, you know. What?
Well, I mean, I got a message from Natalie saying, you know, oh, the stuff was great. Thanks. We enjoyed it. I haven't talked to Dave since, but I can just ping him.
I greased the wheels by sending Venus made cookies.
Yeah.
So if they didn't like the smoked nom stuff,
yeah.
I mean, cookies.
Well, I threw some more cookies in there that I had baked,
Right.
and then we went and bought because we heard Natalie likes wine.
Oh.
And I don't know. I don't think Dave drinks very much, which is fine.
He's got a running company. You know, he's a
Right.
respectable.
Right.
Well,
Well, I mean, he probably does, but I don't know. So we found out that Natalie liked wine. I mean, she's baking us shit, right? For sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we'll get her a couple bottles of wine. I don't know if we got her good wine or not, if it's wine she likes, but we got her like a red and a white. And then took all that stuff up and saw Dave and Natalie's house there.
Was it in a box? The wine?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why?
Some Franzia or
well,
whatever.
Yeah.
Bartles and James.
Only the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Top notch.
Yeah.
The bag compresses.
Yeah, well, it just...
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you really are desperate for that last, you can just cut the box open and just squeeze that motherfucker.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, so wine.
Yeah, so we took it up and saw their house that they just recently moved into. And man, she is a renovation machine. She has... Dave's just like, I haven't done it. She has done it all. I just watch her and go, what the hell?
No.
I mean, she's like finishing up putting Pergo in the upstairs, and she has redone bathrooms and retiled bathrooms. And
wow.
I mean, there was carpet in there. They tore it all up to find this beautiful hardwood underneath. I mean, just all this stuff in this house.
Wow.
Yeah. So, pretty impressive. The house was pretty beautiful. Notable thing, Dave keeps a Louisville Slugger in the front window next to the front door, to let him know that he's ready for him. So if anyone comes up, he has a bat right there ready.
Don't fuck with Dave.
Don't fuck with Dave.
It's right there.
Yeah, protected by Louisville, right?
Yeah.
So that was funny. But man, his saw his motorhome.
That's a country alarm.
We were talking about motorhomes when he was here last time. And that is a monster. It takes they have a pretty big driveway. Mm-hmm. It takes up most of the driveway.
Wow.
He has two boats. One that's like a sea cruiser. He's like, yeah, that's the one we would take to Catalina. That one's sitting out front next to the motorhome. Mm-hmm. And then he has a speedboat that he says will do 110 on the water.
Good God.
Yeah. Then next to the speedboat in the same garage, he's got a 4-post lift. And underneath the 4-post lift, he's got a 4-seater side-by-side.
Oh, God.
That, according to him, has about $5,000 in lighting alone.
So we could like.
Yeah, so in the middle of the night, if you feel like you need to light some shit up, you can just turn it on.
You've got it.
And then on top of the lift, I don't know how he got them, maybe probably when it was down, but 2 quads sitting on the top.
Yeah, I saw the picture of the paddle tires, and I just like immediately went, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah. He's like, where can I run these things? I'm like, Nevada, you know, like, I don't know, around here, maybe Prairie City, not paddle tires, but you can go to Prairie City.
You go out to a couple
Mountain.
of SVRAs. There's one at the bottom of for Mammoth Bar.
Where's that?
So Forest Hill, you go out Forest Hill. You just go over the bridge, the big Forest Hill Bridge.
Yeah.
I've been to that one.
Okay.
And this is decade plus ago.
But that's not paddle tires. That's not sand,
No, it's
right?
not paddle tires. Everything around here locally is going to be knobbies.
Yeah.
So trail or obviously, Prairie City has multiple like trail riding stuff, as well as a couple tracks.
Yeah.
Like tabletops and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mammoth Bar was the same way. Mammoth Bar was really mostly just like a track, but it was right next to the one of the forks of the American River. So you were
up in the foothills?
Yeah, this was the outside Forest Hill.
Oh,
so you were like jumping and tabletopping and doing the whoop-de-doos next to the fucking river. Is absolutely gorgeous. There's another one.
I knew that was there.
It's a little bit. It's almost at the end. If you were to take the Forest Hill Road, like all the way to the end, I think that one's called Sugar Pine.
Okay.
A huge off-road area out there, and I think that one leads you to Rubicon. So the Jeep,
that's the beginning of Rubicon that way, or the end?
I think you get to it there, but I don't know. We only did quad stuff like right around there, and then there's another big one up 50.
Well,
that also was more traily and not. That I don't think they had a track. And then Prairie City I went to a number of times and did like the track and the jumps.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, I think he's a little on the sad side because I was like, well, when was the last time you had the boat in the water or the toys out? He's like, it's been over a year, you know.
Yeah.
And so
I think you have to get to Sand Mountain in Nevada for paddle tires.
Yeah.
Usage of paddle tires.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually what these 2 guys down here, just down the road.
Okay.
They've got like Sand Mountain stickers all over their toy boxes.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. My first answer was Nevada. You know, and he was like, well, no shit. And I go, yeah, I mean, Pismo. But Pismo, he was saying, was too small. He says you run out of room there.
Not shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, but Prairie City is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, but also not paddle tires.
Yeah.
Not
I mean, he doesn't. He says he can swap tires out. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, and the work she did in the front yard, we were talking about that.
Oh, because when he was here last, he showed us like the tanky wheelbarrow,
dude.
With
Let
rocks.
me just say, that is an enormous amount of rock work that she put in there.
Really,
the pictures don't do it justice. It was amazing how much effort you could see. I mean, I forgot how many it was. Something like 72 what's the measurement, yards of rock and shit, and I'm just like, I mean, this yard is good size. She put there's a lot of effort in that front yard.
I was doing yard work stuff on Sunday, and I was starting to take apart the spa to like begin its disassemble and slow throwaway into making dump runs and whatnot.
You got a Sawzall?
Oh yeah, fucking straight up, dude. I'm not fucking around. And I'm cutting away some of the border trim of the stepping into it, and that has like river rock, cantaloupe volleyball size, like lining it, and I'm sawzawing a little bit and disassembling some hoses and whatnot, and I get to the point where I have to now move rock, And that is exactly the point where Venus decides to come in and check in and see what I'm doing. And I'm moving rocks, and she goes, "So you're moving rocks again?" And I went, "Fuck, right?"
Again.
Like, God damn it. I cannot escape these fucking river rocks. And I said, I'm going to make a workout plan.
Yeah.
It's like, dads move rocks. And it just fucking, I can't believe I'm still moving these rocks around in piles around the yard. I'm like, that's...
I mean, I kind of feel
so
like...
to hear, there's like part of me that just like goes into like a nervous tick when I hear yards of rocks.
Yeah.
So I know, hopefully she's done.
Well, it's not river rock. Like, you have a smaller rock, but a lot of goddamn rock.
Yeah.
A lot of ground covering stuff.
No.
Beautiful. It was really nice. They have a really nice little house there.
If she needs any more help moving rock, I promise I am a pro at it.
Yeah.
And good to go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that was good. We spent I don't know, maybe an hour.
And she sent you back with candy.
Yeah, the toffee,
which I have eaten too much of.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you still have any?
There's like maybe 3 or 4 pieces left at this point because I have to not eat it all.
Are you the only one eating it?
No. Oh, no.
Oh, so I have 3 or 4 pieces left, and I'm the only one
Oh,
eating
shit,
it.
Really?
I cannot stop eating. I'm like...
No one's helping?
I'm trying... No, Xander had his birthday.
Yeah.
Hashtag happy birthday, Xander, when you get here. Happy 13th birthday. So Xander's got a cake. If it was my cake or an anniversary cake or Venus's cake, I wouldn't hesitate to just pound it and get it done. But it's his cake, so I'm not touching it.
Okay.
So my treats are Nat's toffee fucking candy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at like the calendar, and I'm like, well, I got till the 1st. And then Daddy's knuckling down.
That's the day after tomorrow.
I know. So
you got like a day to eat 3 or 4 pieces.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, who needs vegetables? I'll just sustain off the toffee,
right,
and I'll be good.
I mean, I had some tomatoes on my taco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I looked at them.
Yeah. I thought about it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really good. I fucking enjoy every
yeah.
piece.
Well, I'd mentioned to her, I'm like, homemade roca. And I got a message back from her that said something like, roca? I had to look it up.
Oh.
But yeah, we call it toffee.
Yeah. Fuck.
And did you notice there's white chocolate and dark and like milk chocolate or dark chocolate? Some of them are white chocolate and some of them are chocolatey.
If I'm being 100% honest,
you didn't notice?
I'm not. I am really hitting it hard.
Well, thank you for the goodies.
Yeah, but I really like though. I know the white chocolate ones. Maybe I just haven't hit.
They're kind of. I don't know if they're.
Are they at the bottom?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I thought they were kind of mixed up in there. That's a big bag. That was 2 heavy bags of.
Yeah, I'm hitting it,
dude.
Hitting it hard.
Yeah. Well, there's nuts on there. Those are good for you.
Yeah.
You know, they're not on your chin for a change. Yeah. Or maybe they are.
They don't leave dents. Hey.
Nice.
Hey. Yeah.
So you guys, your Christmas, I assume, was a lot like ours, a lot different.
It was.
Yeah.
And to enforce what we had done, or we had mentioned in the last one, so my dad had come down. My dad had meal at my brother's.
Yeah.
But he just stopped by my sister's and my place. My dad showed up in a Santa suit, in the sad
That's
Santa
awesome.
suit.
Yeah.
But we greeted him here in the garage, and we all wore masks.
Yeah.
A lot of that was respect because we knew that he was going to see my brother, and their precautions. We just understood how they were treating things. So it was like, this is no skin off our. It didn't hurt us. So yeah, we traded gifts with my dad. He handed us what is like his customary yearly dump of dozens upon dozens of cookies.
Damn.
He bakes up a storm, and then that's what he gives out. Yeah, I mean, he gives the kids and us of gift cards, which we're always grateful for. But
Yeah.
That's his like thing. He has the apple pie that's a juggernaut.
Yeah.
And at Christmas he bakes. He just cranks out cookies like a fucking madman.
Nice.
That's his care package. So we traded gifts. I took a picture of Sad Santa. He rang his bell all the way to the car. We had a funny joke. I'm like, because he's driving in it.
Uh-huh.
And, he's driving down from Grass Valley. I'm like,
that's awesome.
You got to tell me that you didn't make someone's day.
Right.
Like, you had to have. And he's like, you'd be surprised. Most people are just like hands on wheel, looking forward, like not paying attention. He's like, there was one middle-aged elder couple. The wife like looked over, and he's like, I keep the bell in my cup holder, and I kind of just looked over and I rang my bell, and she like smiled and waved at me, and like she was nudging the husband or boyfriend or whoever, the man in the driver's seat, and he couldn't be fucking bothered to like look over and see Santa.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, wow.
Apparently that was the Grinch car.
Times are hard. It was just lighthearted.
Yeah.
In the shit and masks, to have him like full send.
Yeah.
Full send Santa. The neighbor that hates dogs, I think her mom or aunt or sister, who's older than her, was like in the driveway as he was going back to his car, and he's just fucking like ringing his bell, like happy, like Merry Christmas. And she looked like didn't know what dimension of space and time she was in to see a dude getting into a fucking Ford Fusion.
I mean, it is Christmas Day, people.
Yeah.
Loosen up.
He was just couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
And then went to my brother's, and my brother made a Wellington that looked really good.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, it was good.
Yeah.
And we cooked dinner here, just the four of us. We did a Zoom call with Venus's dad and her side. That reminds me, I got to check in with my dad because he didn't open his gift here. But I gave him the drill driver stickum thing.
Yeah.
I got to check in and see if he knew what it was or opened it yet. And Venus just came from her dad's, and he got the same thing. So I'll have to ask her if he opened his to see if he knew what it was.
Yeah.
Loved my gifts. Good times. I don't give out the list, and my wife bitches and moans, but like all the things that I got, like creativity from the minds of those that love me, like, oh, these are all fun. I loved it. The hoodies, hoodies that I bought that I didn't wrap, that were for me because I knew in the end my wife and daughter would be wearing them anyway, are all hits. Because even the one that my wife said, it's like construction fluorescent orange.
Uh-huh.
She's like, your daughter would never wear that. I'm like, that's why I got that color. Turns out
she loves it.
She loves the shit out of it.
Oh, wow.
And they're really cool too. So these are the ninja ones.
Uh-huh.
So the content creator Twitch guy.
Okay.
They have mesh on the hood
to make them soft or whatever.
So that way when you're wearing the hood up and you have headphones on, you get a straight shot to your ears, so your audio isn't muffled from your headphones.
Oh, interesting.
So if you're wearing cans over the ears or on ear headphones, you can wear your hoodie up with the headphones over the hood, and you don't get muffled sound. You still
so the mesh is on the side. Oh, I see.
It's on the side.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Absolutely, and
it's the same color. You wouldn't even know.
Yeah. Both of them they're really soft.
Yeah.
And went over.
I love a good sweatshirt.
Yeah, these are, and they fit a little slim, but they're also baggy, and they're really. Venus wore both of them were being worn by not me on Christmas, and then the day after, and Venus says like, if I do anything. We started cleaning up and picking the wrapping paper and whatnot. She's like, if you start to do any sort of physical activity in these, you start to get hot and overheat. They are perfect sit, chill, comfy.
Yeah.
Keep you warm. You don't want to go outside and do yard work in these because you will sweat and overheat. Testament. Just trust me on it. But they are comfy as fuck. I got one for Xander, not the earphones. They didn't come in his size.
That's ageism.
You know, why?
Yeah.
Why, don't be oppressed.
Yeah. That's funny you talk about.
A bunch of really good things for the kids. You know, the kids all got good stuff.
Yeah.
They were all happy. Venus got Piper like a quote from a God, I think it was Pride and Prejudice. I hope I'm right. It was a really good quote that my daughter loved and made Piper cry because it was like meaningful, meaningful stuff. I got Xander. We had jokes about it. I got Xander the Razor Crest Mandalorian, but I got him a lighting kit for it. So that you can display it with like lights in the engines and whatnot. So like an interesting twist on something that he'd had on his list, but I'm like, let's try this next level type of tuning, tweaking.
That's pretty cool.
So it was a great Christmas, fantastic Christmas. Even given the conditions, even given that my own dad was here and we were all wearing masks, it was okay. Dinner was great. Christmas was great. Good times to be had.
Yeah. Yeah, no complaints.
No complaints.
I mean, it was just it was weird because normally we talked about this, spend the night on Christmas Eve at my in-laws. We'll get up and do Christmas, and then we'll spend the night on Christmas night, and then we'll come home the next day.
Right.
No, none of that.
And Mike and I will make jokes about your 30-year Christmas unwrapping.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we still did that stuff, but it was the first time we have ever woken up at our own house and had Christmas at our own house. And it was great. I enjoyed it. I totally enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We had Christmas, and I think about 2:30 we went to the in-laws. You know, like you said, wearing masks in the house. We were there for about an hour and a half. Did gift exchange and stuff, and then see ya. And then came home. And then even Dave, at Dave's house, we were wearing masks at the house. I mean, you know, Dave's an important guy.
Kind of important.
Yeah. And he doesn't go in the office. You know, he's working out of his house.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's important, you know. So, but yeah, what a different kind of thing. It was just interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not bad.
No,
I mean, it's difficult and it's different, but
Yeah.
I think if you can get past the like I went on a run. Today's Wednesday. I think it was Monday. I bought not the high elevation mask, but I bought it's more of like somewhere between like a balaclava and a cloth mask. It's got ear loops, but it goes down around your neck. And I ran in that. It was difficult and different because you've got something like dragging on your nose as you're trying to like actually exercise.
Yeah.
It was awkward, but did it. It's just, if you can.
I mean, even Lincoln Zelda's wearing a mask.
Is he?
No.
He should.
I'm joking.
It'd be okay. I'd accept that.
No, I mean, it is. If you can get over this Christmas is bullshit because nothing's going to be the same. If you can get over all that, I had a great day. It was
absolutely.
It was great. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the same. It wasn't what we normally do, and that actually is okay. I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Like to do something different, to have Christmas at our own house, which we never do. I really enjoyed it. So I'm like, I had kind of like fallen into the, it's, you know, this Christmas is just bullshit this year, and it's and I mean it's the day is what it is, and it's what you make of it,
right?
And we just made the best of it and had a good time. Everybody loved the dinner I made, and you know, it was great.
If you could get, you know, it doesn't have to be better than.
No.
It just has to not be constrained by how difficult it is. It's like just treat it as different, not harder or worse. Just different. Work on it. there's something there.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's sort of the trap. Like, I don't know. There was a lot of talk about, it's just, this Christmas is just going to be not the same and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's true. It wasn't the same.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be
right.
whatever
There's no
you make
candy
of it.
coating that part.
Yeah.
Like, it's different.
Yeah.
I get that. It's not the same. I get that. But it doesn't have to be the worst time ever.
Absolutely.
Right.
If it's the worst time ever, then maybe the people that you're in your immediate family aren't the people you should be hanging out with all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we had a good time. It was fun.
We're at time.
Already?
Yeah.
It just feels like I just got here.
I covered all. Oh, yeah. I even got my leather prime rib story. Yeah.
Nice.
And now we're 1 day, 2 days away from 2021.
Yeah. New Year's Eve's tomorrow.
There's vaccines out there.
Yeah. One of our clan actually got one, right?
I had, wait, our client?
One of our clan, one not of our immediate family clan, but one of our good friends clan. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's getting there. We'll get there.
Well,
slowly but surely.
Yeah, she's definitely one of those people that, in her position, she should be getting one.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah.
So it's kind of impressive that it's getting out there.
Yeah.
That
and
quick.
to say you know someone.
I know somebody that's already gotten one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I saw a funny TikTok. It's the stuff you learn on TikTok. TikTok is a really awesome platform. If you don't
just
use
not
it.
for primary roast recipes.
No, but there's a lot of really good food stuff on there.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Melly
sure.
just made some cookies off a TikTok recipe. It was incredible. But I saw this TikTok and it was this guy who was like, "Am I going to get the vaccine?" He's all, "Fuck yeah, I am. I was in the military." And you get lined up and get 10 vaccines and nobody knows what's in it. And if you say what's in it, they say, "Keep it moving." You don't even get to find out what's in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I ate some food that was held up in place next to the fire by the naked foot of one of my friend's soldier guys, and it dropped on the ground and I ate it and it was delicious. Do you think I give a shit about what's in the vaccine?" No.
Yeah. I just saw I can't remember what newspaper published it, or might have been an online publisher, but it was a nurse here in California who had the first dose had gotten a positive test. So she had the first dose of the vaccine, and then in between the first dose and not getting her second dose yet, because it comes in two.
It's like
you get
a month apart.
At least a couple weeks. Yeah. So in between her first and the booster, the second booster, she got tested positive for COVID, and there was like the vaccines don't work. So, and someone had pointed out, like, it's good to understand and know the vaccines themselves are not 100% effective.
Oh yeah.
They're 95% ish effective.
Yeah.
And the second thing is there are two parts to the vaccine. She got tested positive in between. So if you're one of the people that happens to be able in the front lines of getting the vaccines, it doesn't make you immune. You're not God.
You're not invincible.
You're not invincible.
Yep.
You still need to wash your hands.
Yep. Wear the mask.
Wear the mask. Return the cart. Do all the things.
Yeah.
Because it's not 100%. It's 95%. And even then,
still 5 people out of 100 are going to end up with something.
And I just saw that in SoCal. I mean, I'm glad Melly's out of there. In SoCal, someone had tested positive for that new UK one that's even more rambunctious as far as and contagious and faster.
That's what we need.
And a day ago, it was only in Colorado as far as the state. So now there's a case in SoCal, a case in Colorado, and who knows?
So current COVID testing can figure out which flavor it is?
Yeah.
Oh, it can?
Yeah.
Okay.
They know the strains at this point.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So.
Yeah, definitely do all the things.
Do all the things.
And then above else, do the kindness for sure.
Yeah. And some fitness is better than no fitness.
Yeah.
So walk or, break in the new year.
Yeah.
In trying to do good for your body as well as your mind, keeping a positive mental state, as well as taking some time to make sure that your body gets some sort of exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Drink your water, stand up, go on a walk. I
will say this is the longest amount of time I've ever gone where I've had mostly clear pee.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if you're a person like me originally who struggled with making sure that you get up out of your desk, you're not consuming enough water.
Yeah.
Because if you actually drink enough water,
you'll be getting up
to pee. I tell you, today I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I need.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's how you get if you're drinking enough water in the day.
Yeah.
Not soda, not diet soda, not Kool-Aid or whatever, water. If you're drinking enough water, you will have to get your ass up out of the seat to go pee. And that's a good time to take a break, too, to get up and around.
For me, it's pretty easy. I just go get my glass, and on the fridge, I just fill it up with 80 ounces because it has a little counter.
Yeah.
And then I just pound an 8-ounce glass, and then I put the glass back, and I'm like, and then sometimes I'm still more thirsty. And I'll drink another 4 or 6 ounces. I'm going to need
another break in about...
Yeah, let me drink some more.
10 minutes.
Yeah. And I do. I have to pee all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
So, stay safe for your 2021. Hopefully you're inside. If you have to go somewhere or you're a first responder, please, I hope you're wearing a mask, and I hope you stay safe too. We'll catch you on the other side of 2021.
Absolutely.
Return the cart.
Wear the mask.
Wash your ass.
Wash your hands.
Do the kindness.
Yep.
We'll call it
and
that.
Have a good new year.
Have a good new year.
Take it easy.